Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omorogbe.
And I am Tayo Salam.
All
Okay,
right, what is
Cecilia.
shocker?
Yeah, we're starting off on a shocking note.
The historic night, right? For Ghana and also for Comoros, positive and negative.
Yeah, all right. Oh, there you go, right there. Look at the celebrations. I imagine that's what's going down in Comoros this morning and last night as well. To Comoros debutant, shocking and upsetting four-time champions Ghana, which means it's the end of the road for the Black Stars.
And for the first time since 2006, they are out at the group stage. And also, for the first time in their history, they failed to win a single game at the Africa Cup of Nations.
Wow, what a rush.
Not the same for their neighbors, Nigeria, because 100% record, that's what they're targeting. And Austin Eguavoen and his boys will be looking forward to winning all group games for the first time since 2006 in the Africa Cup of Nations.
Guess who was in charge when Nigeria last did that?
Same man.
Augustin Eguavoen.
Historic night again.
Yeah, hopefully
tonight.
History repeats itself for Nigeria against Guinea-Bissau later tonight. Also on the program, still talking football, where once again Chelsea just refused to win. They dropped more points following a 1-1 draw at Brighton. It's
was
safe
it refusal or Brighton were just a better team on the night?
Yeah, well,
Chelsea owned the first half, Brighton owned the second half. That's it.
Yeah. That's debatable. Chelsea, bottom line, have not been playing well in the Premier League for a long, long time. And it's safe to say their title hopes is totally dashed now. They're not going to catch City with this kind of form.
With the way they're playing. Not at
all right.
Okay, let's get straight into the Africa Cup of Nations.
Welcome back. It's time to focus on the Africa Cup of Nations. We're not going to be doing this segment alone. Demola Ogunbono is right here with us. Demola, good morning. What's up, Charlie?
Way to go, Ty. Good morning, CC.
Oh,
and very well, thank you. Good to be back on the show again. And what a shocker we had last night.
What a shocker.
Really, really feel sad for our Ghanaian brothers.
Yes.
I was on a radio show yesterday morning. I was actually, rooting for them that, our Ghanaian brothers, we need to see them go
Let's
further.
progress together.
And, I know the rivalry with Jollof Rice is there on the side, but this is football, and we expected them, to qualify yesterday. It was a shocker. It was a shocker.
It was. All right, let's take a look at the results coming from yesterday's matches. 4 games in total. We're going to start off with the matchup, the Group B, first of all, where Malawi and Senegal played out a goalless draw. The Teranga Lions are failing once again to fire, but it was enough for them to advance into the next round of the competition. Zimbabwe, 2-1 over Guinea. That was a bit of a shock as well, too. Zimbabwe winning that game, but wasn't enough for them to advance. Guinea, despite the loss, through to the round of 16. That's for Group B. Now let's go to this incredible group. Okay, let's see the standings there, first of all, Cecilia. And that's how
there you have it. I mean, for Senegal, you would expect that they will have a 100% record. But at this tournament, 2019 finalists, they won just 1 game and 2 draws. And that was enough for them to get into the round of 16.
They scored 1 goal.
They scored 1 goal as well. A penalty in the next 7th minute by Mane.
You guys want to remind everyone that Senegal only scored just a goal in 3 games.
We're placing the facts on the table.
Most important thing is they're through to the round of 16. That's what matters.
Yeah. Malawi will have to wait patiently, anxiously. With 4 points, you would think they've done enough to advance into the next round. Now, that would be a massive achievement for the Flames. They're burning hot right now. Let's move on to the group that's got everyone talking in football across the world, far and wide. Group C, Gabon and Morocco played out a 2-2 draw. Cecilia, I said this game was going to be very tough yesterday, hard to call. Ended up being a draw. Hakeem
Ashraf Hakimi.
Ashraf Hakimi, yes, scored the equalizer in that game. Fantastic free kick as well, too. Just when it looked like the Atlas Lions were going to drop points, we're going to lose that game, rather. They came back to get a point. It's enough for them to, top the group as well. So that's what the group is looking like. Cecilia, who would have thought that after 3 matches, Ghana will be rock bottom? Demola as well.
Okay, Demola. When this, when the draws were done by CAF, and then you looked at this group, I mean, you already know the teams that will qualify at that time, right? At that time, yes. Morocco and Ghana. Yeah. Or you thought Gabon would have qualified ahead of Ghana?
No, Ghana.
It was Morocco, Ghana. Fine. What we're looking at right now is the Ghanaian team. We've never seen in the history of the Nations Cup Ghana failing to win a single game coming into the Africa Cup of Nations.
I think they've been there 26 times. This is the first time.
22 times. This is the 22nd time.
And this is the first time, in their history that in the first round, the group game matches, no wins at all. It's shocking from a continent as huge. I mean, a footballing continent. Country as Ghana. They have fantastic players. Before the tournament started, I was sure here, because I said here on the show that Ghana are one of my, favorite to go through from that group and to see. And then I said as well that there are no winners again in African football. You have to go there, you have to earn it. Yeah. They haven't gone there to earn anything, Cici, and it's really sad. The country is in chaos right now. I was listening to a program before coming on, and, there were callers from there, from Ghana, and they were complaining bitterly. They're still not gotten over it.
I can imagine how what Accra, Kumasi is looking like right now. It's very easy to get carried away and talk about how the Ghanaians were poor, but we've got to give credit.
They have no business losing this game.
Yeah, we get that. But then credit has to go to Comoros, because if they didn't turn up and take advantage of a poor Ghanaian side, we won't be giving them, they won't be through to the, they wouldn't have won this game, pretty much. So credit has to go to Comoros, despite the fact that they're just making their debut at the competition. They played very well. I talked about their organization after the first 2 games. I could just see that this is a team.
Well organized.
Well organized.
This is a team where if you give them any opportunity, they will take it.
Especially with Ghana going 1 man down yesterday and getting that red card, which was contentious, by the way, because I don't think that it was a bit too harsh in my... Well. Yeah, it was. And to see him go out like that. And I remember before the match, there were controversies as well between the game between Ghana and Gabon, where the Gabonese player refused to give the ball back.
That's where they lost it.
Yes, and then they got a late goal and then equalized. They were furious about that. And then to now see their player being sent off again in a match that was sorely needed.
Yeah, and they feel hard done by, definitely.
Absolutely tired.
Yeah. So. But besides that,
they
didn't do
in
enough.
Their first 2 games. We saw that they were dreadful. But this one, I mean, they came out with all intent to actually attack. But then in the first 4 minutes, they considered the first goal. And after that was it. And then you had 25th minute, you had the captain, Andre Ayew, that we expected is going to be the guy that will score the goals.
It has to be mentioned, Cici, that their defense was poor yesterday. It was
non-existent. Yeah, it was
really poor.
And yesterday I was talking about how certain players had to step up. Players like Jordan, Andre, Thomas Partey in the midfield,
as well,
and Daniel Amate in centre-back as well, too. But unfortunately, that defense was all over the place. I was talking about giving credit to Comoros. It's only right we do that. We're going to get the post-game thoughts now of the first goal scorer in that mile forward Ben. Let's take a listen to him.
This trophy is very important for me and for my team, because today we show that we have the quality to compete with the big nation in Africa, and
that's Alfred Ben Mohammed. What other name does he go by, Cecilia? The Red Star Belgrade player obviously has some quality about him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, look at the goal.
I mean, the quality of the goals, were really good. And to Mogni as well, who scored 2 goals, fantastic. I mean, they earned their 3 points yesterday well, and I hope that is enough for them to qualify, because we still don't know if they're going to qualify or being taught. Yes.
Anxious wait for Comoros, but regardless of whatever happens, I think they've
done well for themselves.
They've done themselves a world of good, definitely. Okay, guys, let's go to Ghana now. we have a guest that was ready to talk to us, a Ghanaian journalist, as a matter of fact. He was on the show just before the AFCON started, and he told us the expectations in Ghana was a bit low in terms of winning the competition and all of that. And I'm sure never would he have thought that a week into the competition, we're talking about Ghana going back home very, very early. Noor Adams is our guest, and he's ready right there. You can see the face of thunder. No smile at all. Noor, good morning. It's great to have you on the show. All right, we'll go back to Noor. A bit of a freeze going on right now, but Cecilia, you could say his face. He's not a happy man at all.
Happy man. We came on the show smiling. Why? Because it's not Nigeria. There's something that. But then when you look at Ghana and you look at, as you mentioned the crop of players that they have. That's why I mentioned. That's why I said earlier that they don't have any business losing this game. You look at the midfield. I mean, world compact. You look at Thomas Partey. You look at then the strikers, of course, Andrea. You look at Daniel Amate also. I mean, when you look at this crop of players and you're asking yourself, why would a team like this lose? Fine. The best game actually came immediately after Andrea was sent off.
Because they had to fight.
They came out. So I was like, can they really play like this? The way they played after Andrea was sent off. They had played their first two games like that.
I think the handwriting was on the wall before the tournament started, where they had a friendly against Algeria, and they were walloped 3-0, or was it 3-0? I'm not sure. That should have been an eye-opener for them, that they need to get their act together. Going, because, I mean, you're coming into it. This is the most covered AFCON ever. I mean, it's being watched all over in Europe now. The broadcast is really, really nice, this time around. And to see Ghana, a footballing power nation, to just go down the drain as it were, by their style of play, left nothing to write them about.
I wonder what's going to happen now. I imagine it's going to be...
No nerve. No, I'm talking about Ghana.
I imagine Ghana right now, I don't know what they're going to do. That's what we're hoping. Nu is going to tell us or give us a hint about, but they've got the World Cup qualifiers still to come. The playoff round. So I don't know if they're going to be making any changes to the coaching crew, or no one really knows that right now. But what we know definitely is it's not a happy nation. Right there. Ghanaians are the butts of jokes everywhere, especially on social media.
I'm pretty sure they'll be calling for the sack of that coach,
the head coach,
because they have qualifiers for the World Up to still come. I don't know.
But they can't play this way in a playoff round.
They cannot. Something has to be done.
Something has to be done. All right. While we're still waiting to reconnect with Noor Adams, a Ghanaian journalist, Cecilia, we've got to carry on with the show.
Obviously.
And
let's take a look at today's game,
Today's games, yes. Let's take a look at today's game.
Yeah, today's game, we know the Giants will be in action. Group D, Nigeria, Egypt will be in action today. But obviously, our focus is going to be on those two games, right? Guinea-Bissau and Nigeria, Egypt and Sudan. Nigeria already qualified. Egypt just in a point to join Nigeria in the round of 16. For the Super Eagles of Nigeria, we mentioned earlier that Nigeria, I can't remember the last time they won all group games, who was in charge was Austin Eguavoen. And this time around, he has said that what they want is a 100% record, all or nothing, when they face Guinea-Bissau today. And for Guinea-Bissau, well, they've been woeful, 16 shots, then nothing. They've not been able to get anything out of the game.
Yeah, well.
All right? They've never won an AFCON game in 8 attempts, so they're not going to win their first attempt against Nigeria.
But Sisi, I'm pretty sure that the coaching crew will be making a few changes into this lineup, given some French players who haven't really played the first 2 matches. You expect that some changes will come through. But be that as a may, you still expect that the Nigerian players that will be coming through are still going to do one over the Guinea-Bissau team.
Okay.
It's going to be difficult because I think they don't want to just be what's the word now? Another statistics in the tournament. They want to come there and put up a fight as well. But I think we'll still have enough firepower to...
Sounds like you and Cecilia have just totally dismissed Guinea-Bissau.
I mean, we're looking at record. I mean, you haven't won.
The record speaks for themselves.
Then you've had 16 shots so far. You haven't scored any.
Records don't play football. And we've seen in this tournament how these so-called teams that have struggled, that don't have great records, have worried.
But we have something going. We have momentum going for us right now.
Precisely.
We have momentum going for us, and
we are beating
these guys,
team.
yeah, the guys that will be coming through, I'm sure they want to show themselves, as good stewards as well, and show that yes, they can really come through and play.
Fair enough.
Yes.
All right, guys. Let's hear what Augustine Eguavon has to say about this game. Unlike Cecilia and Demola, he's not underestimating Guinea-Bissau at all.
Teams are playing good football, so that is why we have to double our effort. There are no secrets anymore. Everything is out there for an opponent to study. So as well, we can also study, and we have been studied as well. And like I said earlier on, we're going to approach this game with all seriousness, with respect as well.
That's the mentality to adopt going into your last group game. No underestimating any opposition. And that's exactly what Augustine Eguavon has said. So hopefully Nigeria can, wrap up Group D with another win and, achieve that perfect record we talked about at the start of the show.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it would be only Nigeria who will have maximum point.
We still have
so far,
yeah?
So far,
We still have Group E and F. Let's see.
Group E and F.
Yeah, well, so far Nigeria will be the first.
Yeah, because Cameroon couldn't achieve it, and Morocco couldn't achieve it.
Yeah.
So Nigeria obviously
can do it.
should be able to do it
Fingers crossed.
Tonight. Well, let's listen to the captain of the team, William Troost-Ekong.
And yeah, for me, this is, of course, some of the experience I had from the previous tournament, and being in a situation like this, it's all about continuous performance and also improving your game as a team every time you have an opportunity to play. We don't underestimate anyone. In the recent weeks, everyone's been talking about Mohamed Salah being in there, Sadio Mane, to name a few. I think in Nigeria, we've got some fantastic players as well, with Wilfred Ndidi, I think is one of the best midfielders out there at the moment. And there's a few other ones that hopefully will, in the coming years, be selected for those awards as well. But I think it's just a matter of time because we've got some great players playing at fantastic clubs.
All right, that's Troost-Ekong right there. They would not also be underrating Guinea-Bissau when they face them tonight. 8 p.m. Nigerian time, that's when the game will be played. Let's move on to the next teams in that group.
Yeah.
Egypt and Sudan. Egypt and Sudan will be in action today. Egypt, all they need is just a point. And this man right here, Mo Salah, will just be the man to lead them into
they should go ahead and beat
stage.
Sudan.
Just beat Sudan, and then it's that easy.
They need to build some sort of momentum going into the round of 16 because so far they have been, quite ordinary. You have to say, Demola, do you agree?
Laid back.
Absolutely, Tayo. And I'm sure that they know that their first game wasn't really, even the second match as well.
They were awful against Nigeria.
They were. I expected more fight.
Yeah.
And what we got was
very limp efforts.
Maybe our players showed their class. Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe our players showed their class. That's what it was.
Thank you for emphasis, Sisi.
They showed the class.
And again, the second game as well, it was a torrid performance by them. I think it was just a limp goal by Mohamed Salah. The Guinea-Bissauans, they equalized, but they had to. The goal got chalked off. So we expect better performance now from the Egyptians if they're going to go any further and do better in the next round.
All right, let's listen to the coach of the team, Carlos Queiroz. After that, to go on a short break. Right, Noel Adams will be joining us now from Kumasi in Ghana to tell us what it's like at home, especially after the country, they're out of the Nations Cup. Noel, good morning. It's good to have you join us. Okay, I think we can get
it's
across
cold
to
out there in Ghana.
Hopefully, we should be able to get across to him because he really wants to join us.
It's cold.
It's cold, right?
Yeah,
really,
cold,
it's cold.
It's affecting the network.
Freezing. The network is freezing. I can imagine what it's like because on social media, I mean, Ghanaians are not happy, and the fact that Nigerians are actually trolling them, that's why it's really pitiful, right? Yeah, for the Ghanaians right now. So you have a Ghanaian friend around you. Just give the guy a hug.
Yes, exactly.
So
this is
needed.
time
so
to
no
be...
time for trolling. Just, be your brother's keeper. That's how it should be. That's trolling these guys right now. But we'll try as much as possible to connect with Noah Adams. If we cannot, maybe tomorrow, when the whole atmosphere is a bit down, when it's cooler. Right now it's cold, according to Tayo. When it's cooler, we should be able to talk with Noah Adams. So let's just move on the program and quickly talk about other sports going across Nigeria, especially Nigeria. Okay, before we talk about Nigerian Women's Football League, that's what I was going to. Let's talk about Nigerian Professional Football League. Where's the end of the AFCON segment? All right, time to talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League match day 7 fixtures midweek. Let's just quickly take a look at the games that will be playing today. But right here in Lagos, Rivers United, they will be around Lagos to play against MFM. Niger Tornadoes will be in action and Shooting Stars. Sunshine Stars and Gube United also in action. Katsina United and Lobby Stars. Dakada and Wiki Tourists. Dakada obviously will want to see how they can banish that 5-0 bashing they suffered in Jos when they welcome Wiki Tourists. But that's not home because they'll be playing at the Samuel Ogumide Stadium in Benin City. Plateau United and Nasarawa United will also be in action. Now, this is going to be a tough test for Plateau United. Yes, they could pull 5 past Dakada, but can they do that against Nasarawa United? Quickly, your thoughts on these games?
It's going to be tough for
Plateau
United.
Okay. It's a bit of a derby
because it's more or less like a derby, It's going to be a very, very tough match, there between both sides, Plateau United and Nasarawa United. Plateau United, I think the seat 6th on the log, and Nasarawa United somewhere down there. 7th. Both of them following each other, very, very close as well. It's going to be tough. But I still expect Plateau with the home advantage, playing at home, to get one over. It's going to be tough, no doubt, but you expect that you're playing at home in front of your fans. You should be able to get at least, if not a win, get a draw. So it's going to be an exciting. Rivers United are, flying right now. I think they won the last match and they're second on the log now. MFM have been, very woeful, 19th, on the log for a team of timber and caliber, like we used to say here, of MFM. You expect them to be up and above. But it's still early stages in the season. You expect that they'll pick up form. But going by what we've seen so far, I'm not impressed by them. I hope that they can, kickstart their season with a win, especially playing at home in Lagos
against Rivers United.
Exactly. What better way to bounce back if you can get a win against Rivers United? Yes.
Rivers haven't lost, right? They haven't lost this season, and we've seen them getting decent results away from home. They did it to Impact, so it's going to be a hard call for MFM. But as you mentioned, if they can even get a draw or beat Rivers United, that means, well, it's not all doom and gloom for them. So let's leave the Nigerian Premier League and quickly go to Nigerian Women's Football League Premiership. Match day 5 will get us talking. Pelican Stars and Edo Queens will be in action. For Pelican Stars, they haven't won a game this season. They've lost all 3 games they've played. And Edo Queens, they are yet to lose 2 wins and 2 draws. So you're going to be going to Calabar UJ Swenen Stadium that is being refurbished. That's where they will be playing that game. Confluence Queens and Niger Raiders. Now, this is a game to watch out for because Confluence Queens, Niger Raiders, they know how to score goals. Remember how they scored 5 against Adamawa. And, of course, they went to Benin, collected the points from there. And this team, they are playing good football. They're yet to lose. Confluence Queens also, they're scoring goals. The highest goal scorer in the league. 4 goals each are from these 2 clubs. Nassau Amazons and Adamawa Queens will also be in action. That's in Group A. Let's go to Group B, where you have the likes of Rivers Angels and the others also in action. today. You have Royal Queens and Sunshine Queens. FC Robo will be in Lagos, welcoming Delta Queens. Abia Angels and Bayelsa Queens will also be in action. Abia Angels, that's going to be a tough one for them. They went away the other time. They couldn't get a win against Rivers, and now they're welcoming another tough side, Bayelsa Queens, at home.
All right, so that's it for the Nigeria Women's Professional Football League Premiership. You can always join us tomorrow for updates coming from those games. Let's move on with the show now, and let's go quickly and talk about what went down in the Premier League yesterday night. Chelsea looking to close the gap on Manchester City, but it wasn't meant to be. As a matter of fact, they keep dropping off with every game that they play. They went to Brighton looking for a win. They had a good start. Hakim Ziyech with a fantastic opener. And you thought Chelsea would build from that, but no, it wasn't the case. Once again, Chelsea ran out of gas, lost steam, didn't see any momentum. Lukaku was once again ineffective. And eventually, the equalizer came, fantastic header straight out of the training ground stuff. And Kepa had no chance whatsoever. You have to say, Demola, Chelsea's tied to hopes. It's pretty much over. We've got to keep it real. But what is more worrying is the drop-off in form for the past few weeks now. Since the start of November, Chelsea have won one more Premier League game than Norwich and 8 fewer than Manchester City, the leaders. That's the picture, very clear. Very, very clear, Tayo. I think their title hopes, if you're being fair, is all but over right now. They've been wobbly. No win in 4. The past, yes. No wins in 4. Graham Potter's side, Brighton, they're very, very tough. Tough to beat. Not to crack. Very, very good side. Very, very decent. The fight all through, they've been really, really good this season as well. In fact, the coach has been tipped to take over at Manchester United now. Yes, yes, that's how good. Here we go again. He's a decent coach. He's a decent coach. Potter is a good coach, but I'm not so sure about for a mid-table team and not for a top club like who says he can perform there? But it's different ball game. Come on, guys. But then, it has to be said. I think there's something not going right there in Chelsea. I think something is wrong. Yeah. Okay, Everton should we ascribe it to what Thomas Tuchel said? He said the only solution is time off. Maybe they need to postpone 2 or 3 of their games. And then they go for warm weather training or something, and they come back. Maybe they just need that time off. That's what he said after the game. Unfortunately, they're not going to get that. We know, they're not going to get that unless there's a crisis, COVID crisis. But hopefully that's not the case. And it's talked about fatigue and tiredness in this game. I think that's what is happening because if you look at the beginning of the season, Chelsea were on fire. Maybe they really do need that break, Maybe that will do them a whole lot of good, yes. They'll get a couple of days off and they'll return to training. I think that's about it for Chelsea. You were hinting at the problem at Chelsea. Yes. After that goal by Hakim Ziyech, the celebrations is very muted. Yes. It was. They were not happy. I mean, what was there not to be happy about? I've never seen any team not winless in 3 games, and this was the 4th one. But whenever you score a goal, there is that rush. Yes. We will celebrate. So that was strange. We speculate about that, or they really need that break. So let's leave Chelsea and see what's going to happen this weekend. Welcome back. All right. We will be talking Nigeria basketball. The good news is that the election is coming soon because the ministry is giving the go-ahead. But the trouble is Nigeria's representative that will be going to Basketball Africa League, Rivers Hoopers, may not go simply because of, the internal crisis. But Queen Mosef, she's here to tell us more about this. Queen, whenever we have you, we know we're going to talk about basketball. You are the media officer of Rivers Hoopers. I mean, when you got that letter, when you saw the letter coming from FIBA to NBBF and that, look, you can't send a representative to Basketball African League, what happened? What were you thinking? What did you what moment? What was it like for you?
I took a deep breath. I felt like shedding a tear. Yes, I'm being realistic because this is a whole lot of work that I've been put in, both the management and also the players. You also know that for the last few years, we've not had a league. And then the little, or will I say, the abridged leagues we've been having in a few years gave us the opportunity to go to the 1st edition. And we knew it that a lot of people will come back stronger. other teams will want to fight and make sure that they knock off River Supers from going to the second edition. And we came in prepared. We made sure we had to boost our squad and all that. That, okay, when we are going for the next Abridged League or the full league, we are going to come prepared. So whatever Gombe Bulls or Kano Pillars or whichever team come to bring on the table, we are ready for them, because it's like you've tasted the cake and you don't want to let go of that cake. It's a beautiful cake having the Basketball Africa League in conjunction with the NBA. And with all the package put together, every team, every player wants to play in the Basketball Africa League. So it was like another team, another time to relish. And opportunity for us to go there, we had it. We felt that, okay, going to the final 8. And you saw that we did really, really well in the Atlantic Conference. It was like we're knocking all the teams off.
That was what you guys did.
So even some people were like of the opinion that the real test is not yet here. When we get to the Savannah Conference and the final 8, then we'll see the real test. But what happened when we got to the real test? We had to beat Gombe Bulls twice on like 2 or 3 different days in between. So, but unluckily, we couldn't meet Kano Pillars because Gombe Bulls had defeated them. So it was like all sweat, all hard work put together, just going down the drain. Players wishing to go to the Basketball Africa League again, and also the welfare package attached to it, the monetary package attached to it, because they were paid in dollars. And this time around, it's not that the pandemic is really affecting it, because unlike the first season, we had to do it in just a few weeks in one location. But this time around, it's in 3 months.
Yeah.
In March, you go to Dakar, then you move over to Egypt and Cairo in April. Then if you make the final 8, you go to Kigali. So meaning that the players would have been paid 3 months in dollars. I don't know how much will be paid now compared to how much they were paid the last time out. So it's like they've planned their year that, okay, we've made it, we've gotten the opportunity, we've won the final 8, even though there were a lot of controversies around the final 8 at that time. We also got an announcement that this will not be accepted by FIBA.
Exactly.
But
so the writing was on the wall.
The writing was on the wall, no doubt about it, which I know you called me during that time, and I told you that we want to be focused on playing first.
Do your part.
Our business is to play. Our business is not the boardroom politics. Let those in charge of the boardroom politics, let them do the politics. Ours is to play the game. So let's play the game and let's win first, so that we know that whatever happens, we'll take it. But let's do the right thing first.
So Queen, I can feel how you you're not a very happy person this morning. I understand, but what has been said now. What is the way forward? Is there any chance of remedying this particular situation? Cecilia has talked about the election now having a date.
Yeah.
Is there any way where the NBBF will somehow sanction Rivers Hoopers as Nigeria's representative? Because that's what it looks like FIBA needs to hear. They want to hear from the substantive NBBF. What's the latest with that one?
Yesterday, it's like the FIBA letter had to prompt the ministry to come up with a date to have the election. But I think why should they wait till this long? Why should they wait this long? Because we had the committee, the Reconciliation Committee, like, and after that, we're supposed to hear about what was the proposal, what were the adjustments. We didn't even hear the report.
It just went silent.
It just went silent. We heard that it was going to be made public in 3 days. We didn't hear any detail about it, and all of a sudden, we're hearing this. So why do you have to wait this long? Why do you have to wait for River Supers to suffer this or this setback for you to now come up with a letter that we're going to have an election? So only the election can remedy this, because FIBA is waiting to hear, okay, the substantial NBBF or substantive NBBF board come up and say, okay, we are adopting River Supers. Because you look at the timing, all right, if you don't want to adopt us, is there a time we can complete the final 8? Because if you feel the final 8 by the Ministry of Sport is not the real final 8, is there enough time? Because the first phase starts in March 5th. That's like almost a month now, because February is not up to 29 days. So do you want to come up with another final 8? You don't want to go through that stress, put all the players through that stress, and say, okay, let's go for another final 8. If they have the money, we are ready to play, because we want to really go back there. Because right now, we've proved and we've shown that we are the best in Nigeria. We saw that in last year when a lot of people were saying that there was this window or cloud all over our heads that we are not the best because Gombe Bulls and Kano Pillars were not at their Bridge League in 2019. So they're like, we are not the best because Gombe Bulls were not there. But they were there last year and they were beaten. And we got that ticket. So we don't mind if we have to play to make sure we get that ticket again. But do you want to... But the timing. Do you want to put everyone through that stress and say, okay, let's come and play with finals? So it's about the NBBF coming up with that adoption. I say, okay, yes, we are adopting this. But do we have an NBBF board now? No. For now, they are still communicating with the KIDA board. Yeah. And so it lies in their hands.
It lies on KIDA board.
Yeah, it lies in their hands. But first of all, I think we need to get the election out of the way.
Well, election is 31st of January. And you mentioned that, of course, we know February is not up to 30. That's 29. So if after the election, who is going to win? What if the KIDA board would not win? If they have to wait till after the election, maybe another board comes on. What's going to happen? You don't have that window to do it. So it's now left for them to maybe just forget whatever is going on and sanction the one who've already won because you don't have time. By the Federal
Ministry of Youth and Sport, because whoever wins it, there is no point coming up with another one. Just adopt the team available and say go to play. So that election have to go ahead. And we know that in the coming days, there will be a lot of drama. A whole lot of drama. So I'm just hoping the election would go on and we'll have just one umbrella because the way it stands right now is like Solomon in the Bible where he had two women and one said, cut the two baby into two. The other one said, no, give the other baby. So some other people are saying, no, we want that ban. Let that ban happen. So when the ban happens, we will not have that pride of having international representation anymore. And by that time, it would have dawned on us that we should have allowed peace to reign. But some people are not ready to shoot their sword. They still want to keep fighting. How long do we want to keep fighting this? So another thing is, the ministry had said that it's going to be in Abuja. But remember, the elected Congress had picked Benin. So I don't know if they'll have that cause of concern that should we do it in Abuja or do we take it to Benin? So a whole lot of drama will come up in the coming days. But that election needs to go on. And the Ministry of Sport needs to ensure that this goes because we can't keep having this drama.
Let there be peace. We need to go on a break and we'll come back. Of course, we'll touch down on the NBA. All right, 2 games were played early hours of today in the NBA. The Knicks were in action, and also the Golden State Warriors finally.
The back to winning ways.
The back to winning
ways. It's been a tough road trip for them, but they're back
out
at
of
home
7,
at the Chase
they lost
Center
5.
Yeah, so home comfort back for the Golden State Warriors. But before we focus on the Pistons and the Warriors, the Timberwolves were in action against the New York Knicks, and it was Karl Anthony Towns converting a go-ahead 3-point play with 29 seconds left to give the Knicks a 112-110 victory. The Timberwolves a 112-110 victory over the New York Knicks. While for the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson found his shooting stroke finally after making that long-awaited comeback. Scored 21 points in a 102-86 thumping of the Detroit Pistons. Good to see Klay back playing well again. Cecilia Quinn as well. Klay Thompson. The Splash Brothers back together.
I mean, the Splash Brothers.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, they want to keep winning. But they had the setback, but good to have them back to the winning ways. Yeah. Hopefully this gets to continue. I really love the Golden State Warriors team.
I think we all do. Because of these 2 guys.
These 2 guys, right? Yeah, the third one is still sitting out with injuries, having a calf injury. He's missed his 5th game. I'm talking about Draymond Green. Obviously, they are missing him.
Definitely.
They're missing him so bad. For Steph Curry, you mentioned he had 18 points on the night. Yeah, he mixed the other game that they lost woefully, but he returned, had a shot 6 for 11, and also had 4 3-pointers. He added 8 assists to his 18 points that he scored. Andrew Wiggins also scored 19 points for the Warriors. He got a good game also. And of course, for the other side, talking about the Pistons, Isaiah Stewart had 14 points and 11 rebounds. You also have the reserve, Rodney McGruder, scoring a season high of 19 points with 3-pointers. But then that was just so little because the Golden State Warriors, the 2 Splash Brothers are available. They were able to lead them to victory. After, as you mentioned, that tough road, losing 5 of 7, including 3 of 4 on the road.
Yes, good to see the Warriors back to winning ways. And it's also good to see Klay Thompson starting to find his rhythm again. Let's hear his post-game thoughts.
Made some tough shots on the move, so you know, I'm human, so when I don't make shots, it can affect my mood. But I was just happy to see the ball go through the rim tonight. Still not satisfied. I had a couple really good looks that were short, so I'll be better on whenever our next game is. But it was exciting to have an impact. We're just missing Draymond and Andre. And when they are out there, I cannot wait for that day. It's going to be a lot of fun, but just to be able to run up and down the court again and shoot the ball, play defense, I had a great time tonight. I mean, wish I made a couple more shots, but I just had a great time. That was fun.
Yes,
He's having more fun. Yeah, it was fun for him. But he still wants the other brothers back. Draymond Green, of course, Andre Iguodala. These guys are still out because of injury. Quinn mentioned earlier that when you have all these guys back, it will be hard to beat the Golden State Warriors. Remember before Clay actually came on, I mean, Steph Curry was on fire. Draymond Green, of course, they were winning games. But right now, if you look at the Warriors, they used to be the best team in the Western Conference, but right now, the Phoenix Suns, who doesn't know how to lose anymore, they are the ones that are having the record now. 34-9 for the Phoenix Suns, and for the Golden State Warriors, because of this victory, they improved to 32-12. Quinn, quickly, before we leave the NBA, for the Warriors, this season has been fantastic. If they continue like this, with all the brothers back, yeah? Championship
contenders?
Actually, contenders. Let me use contenders would be better. I won't say championship, but I'll say contenders because this season might be a little dicey compared to last season where we saw it was like almost a one-way traffic. But I think it will be dicey for them this time. But they will be in contention for it.
I agree. I agree because so many good sides in the Western Conference right now. You mentioned the Phoenix Suns already. The Memphis Grizzlies. All the season they have. Ja Morant is simply sensational. They're third in the Western Conference now. And, I think contenders would be the right way to describe the Golden State Warriors. Before we leave the NBA, of course, Cecilia, there's no way we're not going to top. No, we don't have top performance today. None of the guys did well enough to come up on that shot. I was going to mention the Lakers. The Lakers. What is going on with the Lakers? They put together that fantastic roster, Hall of Fame players, like four of them, and they've been floundering.
It's really not just working.
It's not working.
But I just want to commend the fact that LeBron James, the longevity of him playing is so incredible. But I think putting those guys all together, I think it's not just clicking for them. They might just need to work out something out against next season or maybe during the trade.
Another trade. Oh, they're going to do a trade
Maybe another trade will work for them.
No, I mean, like, because it's not working like this.
It's not working, really.
The Lakers are not even in the playoff contention right now. They're eighth in the Western Conference. They've won 22 games. They've lost 22 games. That's a sign of something that ain't working. And I can see what you're saying. Perhaps it's time to blow it all up again and make another trade. But it's kind of too early. Surely they've got to give it one season at least. Right.
We'll give it a try.
We'll give it a season.
What in my brain right now? Say wait for next season. That was a bit harsh. All right, time to take a look at the papers before we leave the studio. And I'll start with the Sporting Sun. Yes, Sporting Sun, Sporting Sun right here is AFCON. I mean, Super Eagles look beyond Guinea-Bissau. Don't look beyond the practice penalties for knockout stage. Okoye Sheki, Sadiq, Laika, Mace, and Ian Nancho converts. So talking about the penalties that they practice, looking beyond Guinea-Bissau. You've been following the Nations Cup, of course, because I follow in social media.
Definitely, I have to. I'm even knocked off European football for now. Till after the Nations Cup. But it's good for them to practice penalties because we know how the knockout stages are always like. But I don't want them to look beyond Guinea-Bissau. Yes, we've qualified, but at least it will be time to maybe test other players in the squad and give them opportunity, give them minutes to play. Maybe it would be good to see Onyekuru play. Or maybe other second choice goalkeeper, maybe Maduka should be rested. Or maybe not. It's just to try out. But we've qualified. Avoiding a defeat to be good for us. We might not necessarily win, but avoiding a defeat to be good because I don't think we've ever faced Guinea-Bissau at the AFCON before, so this will be our first. So, but avoiding a defeat, but I'm thinking they would win that game, but let's not look beyond it because there'll still be lessons. Yes, we need to keep the momentum going. We're not in contention for the title before the tournament because of how our shady preparation and then taking out the coach and all that, and then some players out as well, Osimhen and the rest of them. So, but now we are in contention because of how we've played against Egypt and also against our second game. Sudan, rather. Thank you very much. So I think not looking beyond Guinea-Bissau will really help us. We need to gain lessons from it, but also practice those penalty shootouts. I'm so happy that the last game against Sudan, they were able to get some set piece because we really have issues with set pieces. So getting one of our goals from set piece was quite good because we really need a whole lot of that.
Yeah. All right, let's leave this.
Let's go to complete sports now. Yes, AFCON, of course, dominating the headlines. Eagles avoid Senegal, Algeria, may face Gambia, Cote d'Ivoire, Equatorial Guinea, Sierra Leone, Tunisia, or Malawi in the round of 16. Who would you rather face from these teams? Malawi, right?
Malawians are dangerous.
They're not a pushover, I get it, but come on. Or Sierra Leone.
What they did to Senegal and Zimbabwe.
Just bring it on.
Anyone.
I love that.
Really?
Bring it on,
just bring it on. Because you might say bring Malawi and they shock you. This AFCON has been a tournament of the shockers.
Yes.
Look at what happened even again in the Malawi game.
Yeah,
we have thought that they would have won that particular game. Even Sierra Leone, we met them during the qualifiers. And from 4-0, became 4-4.
They almost disgraced us.
And look at it in the tournament as well. They've also pushed Cote d'Ivoire. So I would say bring it on because any opponent you get to face, we'll get ready for them.
All right, the final paper this morning is Sporting Life. And Sporting Life here, round of 16. I believe Sporting Life, they've done the permutation already. Eagles to face Malawi. Okay, because after Flames actually picked one of the 4 third place of sports. So Nigeria unbeaten in 8 games against the East Africans. So that's a good record right there if we are facing Malawi. As you mentioned, Malawi and Senegal, they ended in a draw, right?
Yeah, so...
And of course, they defeated Zimbabwe. They're not a pushover. So this team might be a hot one to crack if we're facing them. All right? Another one here, Osimhen, excited to be back again with Napoli. Yeah, we saw him coming on to play the last 20 minutes of the game.
So Cecilia, when I saw Osimhen come on in that game, I was wondering to myself quietly, is there a possibility of calling him back since he's registered already for the AFCON? How's it not crossed your minds? Like, it's registered for the AFCON. I'm not sure.
Let's fly him back right now.
That can happen, right?
Like how Arsenal fans want to fly back, party back to Arsenal.
Queen, you gotta go, right? Yeah, Queen Mosef, thank you so much for doing this with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Queen, for everyone's sake, I am hoping that the authorities, as the basketball authorities, this is time for them to be selfless, no selfishness, and do the right thing so Nigeria, Rivers Hoopers, don't miss out on this incredible opportunity.
Hopefully we don't get to miss out because there are a lot of lobbying going on as we speak.
Prayers up right now. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck to the Super Eagles as well. I'm Tayo Salam.
And I'm Cecilia Mogbe. See you again tomorrow.